Hey everyone, this lesson today is on line 101, the Ode to Joy by Ludwig van Beethoven. That's in our Accent on Achievement book. Now there's just a couple things I need to go over to make sure that we know how to do before we work on counting it and playing it. The first is the roadmap. So we know how to do a number of different kinds of repeat signs, first and second endings, internal repeats, just plain normal repeats. This one has a new repeat sign for us, and that is a Dalsenio. So you see shaded in red these three boxes here. The first one is called a segno. It is a target. We'll get to that in a minute. The word fine, that's fine, not fine, is Italian for the end. So actually this is where the song is going to end. Dal segno al fine, that's Italian for go back to the sign and play to the end, is the actual repeat sign. So when I play this line, I would start from the beginning, and I would play and 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 play. When I get here, I'm going to go to the next line and keep going, and I'll just keep on playing until I get to Dal segno al fine. At that point, I'll go all the way back to the segno, and then I will play and play and play and play until I get to the end, and then I'm going to stop. So this is a technique that composers use when they just want to save some paper. We don't save a whole lot of paper in this instant because it's not very long, but there's pieces of music you'll play that are 2 pages long that have a Dalsenio that goes back to somewhere in the middle of the first page and then ends somewhere in the middle of the second page. So it saves the composer the trouble of making a 2-page piece of music 3 pages long. So that's the roadmap for this piece. Now, next bit, I need to make sure that I point out some very low notes to the clarinet players that we're just not used to seeing. We've routinely seen notes on our clarinets as low as this A right here, the very first note of the piece, thumb 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. But now we've got to go down to much lower notes. We go down here to a G and to an F. So a G, that's 2 ledger lines with a note below it, is all of our fingers on both hands. Thumb 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the F is, that's 3 ledger lines, thumb 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, pinky. And it's really important we're getting our pinky on the correct pinky key. There's 4 keys here. There are 2 bottom keys and 2 top keys. There's an outside top key and an inside top key. There's an outside bottom key and an inside bottom key. And the F is the inside bottom key. Thumb 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inside bottom is the fingering for that low F. It's important we know that fingering because this note comes up a lot here, but also pretty soon we're going to start learning the high note that uses the same fingering, which is a high C. So we need to make sure we got that pinky in the right place or those high notes aren't going to sound right. All right, now let's take a look at the counting. The counting on this is really basic. We don't need to go over all the counting, but it's really important to point out that in measure number 4 and measure number 8, we have this chairs to mend rhythm. So remember that quarter note lasts for 1 and 2 and there's and then we have 3 there. 1 and 3, and again here, 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 3, chairs to mend. Let's count this whole thing together, remembering where the repeats go from the beginning. And 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, DS. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 3, and stop. All right, so make sure that your repeat is going back to the right place. If you accidentally went back to the beginning and stopped here, the rhythm would be the same, but you'd end up getting the wrong notes if you were playing it. So it's really important the DS goes back to the sign, and then we play to the end. That way we end on the right note. It's in the key of F in this case, so it ends on an F. One more thing to point out to you, make sure that you notice the key signature. The third note of the piece is a B flat for the clarinets, an A flat for the flutes and concert pitch instruments, and an F natural for the alto saxophones. We have to make sure we're playing it in the right key, or it's going to sound a little bit off. All right, here I go. This is me playing on the clarinet, the Ode to Joy by Beethoven. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play. All right, that's it for this lesson. Important points, making sure clarinets that you've got those fingerings correct. If the end sounds funny, if it doesn't sound done, you got your pinky in the wrong place on that low F. Practice this with a recording. Practice this with practice first. Above all, make sure that you're playing in time and playing musically. That's it for this one. Thanks for stopping by.